My name is Tuesday of there'salwaystuesday.com, and I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I haven't done a video in 5 ever. I had this little blackish point where I kind of slowed down. I was posting and then I stopped. And I'm not here to tell you why I stopped, but I'm here to talk to you about challenging your belief systems, because that's why I stopped and that's why I slowed down, because sometimes we forget our value. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about, where does your belief system lie? And what is your belief system supported by? So many times we have these goals. We have our mind set on something. We have these ideas. But what do we do with them? And what we do with them is based off of our belief system. Do your actions affirm the beliefs that you have? But even further than that, where did you get them from? Who did you receive them from? What were the messages given to you that caused you to not believe in yourself? Caused you not to see yourself? Because the truth of the matter is that you can't do anything without believing in yourself first. Period. There is nothing that you can do successfully and do well if you don't believe in yourself. Because you have to believe that there is going to be something different than where you are right now. You have to have these grand thoughts that where you are right now is just a part of the process, and there's much more to that journey. So often we see everyone else's accomplishments. We see their instant gratifications. We see where other people are that we want to be. And we're like, well, it must be luck. That's a belief system. Why can't it just be that they worked really hard? Why can't it be that they dedicated time to themselves? Why can't it be that their actions affirm their belief system? And when I say, do your actions affirm your belief system, what I mean is, if you believe that you are going to be a great musician, but you're like, oh, well, I've never made music before. I don't have the equipment to make music. Why start there when you could say, all right, well, how about I can look up different ways to make music? What are the costs for things? And then you start to put money to the side. You start to create savings, because once you start to write things down, once you start to have a plan, you start to see that what you believe is actually a possibility. There's nothing that's been set on your heart. There's no desire that's been set on your heart that you can't achieve, unless you believe that you can't achieve it. You see where I'm going with this? A lot of people always want to say that they can't follow their dreams, or they can't do whatever it is that they need to do. That's your belief system. But you're allowed to change your belief system. You're allowed to believe differently. It doesn't matter what anybody else told you. I say this so often. And, it really doesn't matter what you told you either. You can change your mind. You can change your thoughts. You can change what you want for yourself at any time. Because the truth of the matter is, you are always in control. You are always in control. And the things that you don't have control over, that's fine. Because when you're in control of yourself, you're grounded. There's peace there. Because in the moments where doubt comes up, in moments where fear comes up, in moments where anxiety comes up, that's when your belief system is supposed to check in. So, what do you believe and where did you get it from? So then you have to check yourself. Malik Teal from Crowbox always says, feelings aren't facts. They're not. A lot of the things that we believe about ourselves, a lot of reasons we believe we can't go after what we want for ourselves, aren't true. They're not. You're like, well, I'm not smart enough. Says who? Oh, well, I just don't have what it takes. Says who? Oh, well, what? So often we want great things, but wanting and wishing brings us nothing. Recently I've picked up the thought process that so often we catch ourselves wishing for things that we don't have to wish for. Why wish when you can put in the work? And I had to talk to myself, because when I have these are conversations that are for me too, because we're all in this journey. We all have issues where our belief systems, kind of scare us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have moments that we're like, I don't know if I really can do this. I don't know if I really should be doing this. But the thing is, we don't know what we're really capable of until we try it. We are infinite beings. Our potential is larger than we can imagine. Why just stop here? Once you create the belief system in yourself that you are worthy of great things, you're deserving of those things. And I say that because sometimes we get stuck thinking that maybe we don't deserve happiness. Because you know what's funny about that? When you start to put in the work and you start to like really start seeing what you can do, sometimes your potential will scare you. It'll paralyze you. And it feels foolish because you're like, I'm getting everything that I want. I have I'm getting healthy friendships. I'm having healthy relationships with the people in my family. I'm having a healthy relationship with myself. All these great things. And then everything starts to come together. You're like, oh, wow, all these opportunities are coming to me. And you freak out because it's like, wow, I really did have what it took the whole time. And we freeze. And for me, when I get scared, shout out to my Virgo rising. That's astrology talk. I get paralyzed by fear sometimes, and I just want to stop and procrastinate and make things harder for myself. And I had to teach myself, you ain't got to struggle to kick it. That's a belief system. You don't have to always struggle for things to work out. You don't have to always feel like things are out of reach for you. Affirm the opposite. Create a plan for when you're afraid. Create those plans for when fear gets in your mind. Affirm yourself. I am worthy of amazing things. I am capable of putting out great work ethic that results in great things for me. I'm a conduit of peace. There is nothing I desire that I cannot obtain. I will have amazing things. I speak a lot on prosperous perspectives because when we think of wealth, we only think of it in the context of money. We don't think about it in the context of our friendships and our families. And I love that Patrice Washington, I went to go see her at Steve Harvey's convention not too long ago. And she spoke on, wealth and what does that truly means. It's abundance of, is it just abundance of materialistic things? No, it doesn't have to be. A prosperous perspective is a perspective that sets you up for prosperity, for great things, that sets you up for peace of mind. So what prosperous plan do you have through that prosperous perspective? So this week I leave you with knowing that, because I'm coming back next week, that question your belief system. Do your actions show that you believe in great things for yourself? And anything that you want for yourself, do you believe in having wonderful relationships with people? There is a point where I had nothing but toxic relationships around me. For all the great people I have around me, I have people who are waiting for my downfall, and I didn't even know it. But the beauty of self-awareness is that when you're aware, you know that you've always been in control and that you will always be in control. You know that you are so powerful that when you sit and take time with yourself and you get time to analyze and assess everything that you want for yourself, everything that you have, and you start to express gratitude, amazing things happen. And that's a hard process to trust in, but it is a process you can trust in. But it takes the belief in knowing that you can get there. What belief systems can you break down? What belief systems about wealth? What belief systems about, people who are in places that you want to be, do you have that stifle you, that hold you back? Where can you change how you believe, and how can you affirm yourself through that? When you have fears and doubts, what is it that keeps you going? When you feel like you don't know, because a lot of times you don't know, we're all winging it. And that's the greatest thing about it. Like, we're all winging it, but the thing is, we're winging it with purpose. Wing it with purpose. Wing it with precision. Take your time with that. One of the things that really strikes me about, your belief system is that when you speak things over your life, you're giving messages not only to other people, but to yourself and God. You know, if I go up to a hairstylist, or if I go to a makeup artist, or I go up to anybody in it doesn't matter what realm or industry you work in, if I'm going to ask you, can you do something for me? And you're like, I might be able to, I don't know. I think I'm taking my business somewhere else, because how can I trust you? Trust in yourself. So many of our belief systems come in lack of trust of ourselves. We don't think that we have what it takes. So what can you do to make yourself trust yourself? You know? These are questions we have to ask. Like, how often do we sit and speak to ourselves? Because if you keep saying, you know, God, I kind of want this, God, like, well, I kind of don't got nothing for you, because you're not saying anything for me. Speak what you want over yourself, and only speak that. Look at your options. Look at what you can do where you are. Find a way to believe that it's possible. Find a perspective that suits you. We spend all day finding all the negatives why we can't do things. Why can't we use that same energy to find signs and signals and affirmations that we're right where we're supposed to be? It's crazy to be like, oh my gosh, that's a sign for me to do something. But it's not crazy for me to be like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do this because this and that. And overanalyzing, overthinking things. Just do it. Just take that time and write it down, because when it's in your head, it has time to go through loops. It doesn't have a place to sit. Take a pen, a pencil, take a journal, and write down what it is that you want for yourself. Write down, how is it possible? I don't care how out of reach it is for you. Where's your faith? Find your faith and push forth in that. There's nothing that you are not allowed to have. Happiness for you is for you. It's always been for you. And I leave you with that, and I thank you so much for watching. This is Tuesday, and I'll see you next week.